come to get in there and like finish. If I don't finish, and I give all I had for this.
Is there any regrets looking back on your career? Anything you wish that you had done, or something you would have liked to change about your career at all?
I can just thanks God, for everything I have it, and of course I made mistakes. I paid for, but that was my mistakes. Everybody make mistakes, but one thing I never did, I never feared no challenge.
And last question for me. I'm sure that there's boys and girls in Brazil that are watching you and are inspired by you and have been for years. What advice would you give them about their careers?
Never stop yourself to try to do it again. I kept trying, I kept pushing. But at some point, I gave my all. I gave my all to the sport, and I gave my all.
Thank you.
Right here.
Marlon, firstly, thank you for all the memories, man. You're an established legend in the sport. So many memorable knockouts, Aljamain Sterling, Tyson Nam back in the day, Jimmy Rivera. What would you say is your favorite Marlon Moraes knockout?
I love every knockout, but I think against Sterling was a big one. That one, it's memorable, and I like it, that one.
Do you take any solace in the fact that there's literally never been a boring Marlon Moraes fight? It's kill or be killed every single time. I mean, I can't think of a boring Marlon Moraes fight ever. Is it nice to be known as not only one of the most brutal knockout artists ever, but one of the most exciting fighters in bantamweight history?
Yeah, I said that in an interview yesterday. Guys, my fight won't be boring. That's guaranteed, and that was it, And I'm just thankful to God, for everything that I have, I can't complain about anything.
So moving forward, how do you give back to the up-and-coming fighters? Because, I mean, a lot of people look up to you. A lot of people want to learn from you. I mean, what's next for you?
I gotta enjoy my family. And sometimes, like, it's crazy, but I have to give more to them,
Obrigado and parabéns.
First of all, congratulations on an excellent career. You're one of the first fighters I watched when I was getting into MMA, and it's crazy that I get to stand here right now. Going back to the fight today, in the first round it felt like you were hitting your stride, you were catching him with a lot of clean shots and everything. What kind of went wrong, and where did you realize that things were not headed your way?
I think I paid for the kicks, He landed a few kicks on me, and I lost my movement, and he catch me, I was able to catch him too, but he was a good shot, and hats off to him, I wish him nothing but the best.
Was that something you expected, for him to come out heavy on the kicks and maybe not so much inclined towards taking down?
Yeah, I expect him to be more a striker. I was planning to take him down, but I tried one time. I want to mix things up, but I just didn't have the timing.
Marlon, you seem a little bit emotional. I just want to give you an opportunity to say anything that you haven't had a chance to say. If this is the last time we're talking to you post-fight, do you have any reflections on your career you haven't brought up already?
Man, I'm just thankful, for everyone. I get emotional because, man, it's like I gave it all, and I didn't cheat anything, and that's it, man.
Hey man, parabéns. You finished your career. What advice do you have to guys who may be sitting where you were this fight, or maybe one fight ago, thinking about if it's time to go or should they keep it going?
I think you always gotta try. You always gotta believe you can, and until you can't. And that's what I did. I tried my best. I gave my all. I got no regrets. I can look myself in the mirror now and man, I gave it all.
Hey, Mark. George Kennedy from the Undisputed World of MMA. Even though tonight may not have turned out the way that you have hoped that it turned out, What do you want fans to remember as far as your legacy and the personal mark and impression that you made on the sport?
You were a little bit late, but he just asked me. I was never in a boring fight, you know, and I was always a dangerous fighter. You know? Everyone that fought me, and they were worried, you know, and that's all.
And to follow up with that, you know, most fighters, you know, after fights like this and they make that tough decision to retire, you know, a lot of them, you know, don't walk away with their dignity and their pride. It still eats at them for a very long time, but it sounds like from the way that you're talking that you can truly walk away from tonight. Like you said, you could wake up tomorrow, look at yourself in the mirror and be at peace and be like, you know what, it may not have turned out the way that I wanted to tonight, but you know what, at least I can say that I gave the fans and the sport something fun and exciting, and at least they'll remember me in a good light, instead of, you know, the guy that, you know, I guess got knocked out.
Yeah, man. I made that decision before, but it wasn't the time. I wasn't right, you know, it wasn't me. But now it's me, you know. I'm done, you know, like I gave it all for the sport, and like I said, I'm pretty happy with everything that I accomplished. I came from nothing, bro, look where I am now, you know.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Marlon, Julian Virgin, good to see you again, and congratulations on a wonderful career. I asked you 2 days ago about your kids and about what they thought about Dad when he came home, man. Was this something that was on your mind?
Man, it's just not the best moment of my career, you know, as results. I've been training hard, I've been every day in the gym, I give my all. Just the results, they're not coming, you know, things are not happening. And when God's telling me it's time, it's from me now, you know. And when, like you said, it's time, you know. Time to enjoy this too. This is the best part of me.
And my final question is just also going to be a follow-up question from a couple days ago was, what would that young man that was that age think about, you know, Marlon?
Remember what you asked me?
I did.
What you asked me?
I asked you, what would Marlon think, young Marlon, when he was that age? What do you think about the man that's standing in front of us?
I wish I have a dad like this, you know. I wish my dad was a great father, but I think I always try to do better for them.
Congratulations once again on a great career. I'll try to finish up with some bright spots for you. What does fighting in the PFL mean to you, the opportunity you got to come here and finish your career?
If they have the 35 division, I would do a 35, but they have a 45, and the opportunity came to me, and I couldn't say no. And I've been in the PFL before, and that was, even if I was winning, if I had a good streak, that's the place where I choose to retire. That's the place where I start, and that's where I'm finishing my career.
And then last thing I got, how much time are you going to take before you become coach to these two?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna coach my oldest soccer. Now he's gonna play soccer, and I'm gonna be behind him like nobody ever did.
Thank you.
Anybody else?